Hi, this is a presentation of Group 7 about verification and evidential rules. Let's get started. So this is a concept of our story. Let's start from the term infodemic. Yes, this is the virus. The spreading coronavirus is threatening us today. The virus spreads quickly and we live in the center of the severe damage of this virus. Such deadly virus has also spread rapidly in the world of information. More worryingly, the media is one of the intermediaries that spread these diseases. These diseases can be so dangerous because it can literally kill people. In Iran, for example, more than 700 people died while drinking or spraying methanol, which is fatal to the human body due to false information that methanol is effective in treating COVID-19. This situation is called infodemics. Infodemic is a compound word of information and epidemics, which means that false information has a fatal effect on society by spreading as quickly as an epidemic. Just like the coronavirus, the infodemic also have an incubation period and can be spread before symptoms are shown. This makes it very difficult to establish a prevention network for false information. In this presentation, we will handle the misinformation about Kim Jong-un's death as an example of infodemics.
According to the Water Institute's Teacher News, the rumor began when Kim Jong-un recently missed the celebration of his grandfather's birthday. The circumstance raised speculation about his health. Then, a conservative North Korea specialized internet media outlet called Daily NK concretely mentioned his treatment. According to them, Kim received a cardiovascular procedure at Hangsan Medical Center, Kim's family private hospital, and his surgery was performed by Kim Man-yu Hospital surgeon and his number one doctors from some hospitals such as Pyongyang Medical University Hospital were called Hangsan Medical Center for this event. The source of the article is from a North Korean informant of Daily NK. As you can see in the article, most of it is circumstantial evidence. They just guessed that he had moved because his private car and helicopter had moved. But it's not even clear if he was in it. In the textbook, we brought Galangujo's 5 questions. Is the information facts, not opinion or judgment? It seems that it is not. This article used information that contains the judgments of the informant. Considering that the health problem of a country's leader is each nation's top secret, it is not likely that a head of state's health problems can be eyewitness unless he is a high-ranking officer. Even if the informant has witnessed it, he has no motive to provide information to a media outlet, not the US or the Korean government. And they also try to be objective, referring to specific location and names such as Hangsan Medical Center and his number one doctor. But it is hard to see as true, because this is unknown information.
Meanwhile, CNN cited a Daily NK's article, saying Kim Jong-un was in critical condition and was being monitored by US intelligence agencies. The only source they used was from anonymous sources and the Daily NK's article. It was expanded and reproduced in the Web 2.0 community, and even the story of Kim Jong-un's death appeared. CNN began to be criticized as its article were reused as a basis for such false information. Although in their article they said CNN is unable to independently confirm the report, their article was criticized for insufficiently verified facts. It was because only an anonymous source and the Daily NK was provided as the basis for their headlines. Harry Kazianis, an editor in the National Interest, criticized CNN, saying, "One source is not a story, that's garbage." He also said the editor should be fired. Before CNN's report, NBC reporter Katie Tur uploaded her tweet saying Kim Jong-un is brain dead, according to 2 US officials. She also said he recently had cardiac surgery and slipped into a coma. She later deleted the tweet after Harry's tweet blaming CNN. These attack toward CNN was due to its failure for maintaining transparency, which is considered important in the discipline of verification. As the book, The Elements of Journalism mentioned, in the use of anonymous source, the journalist must put question mark every time. How direct is their knowledge? What biases might they have? Are there conflicting accounts? What don't we know? Then, what was CNN supposed to do with this utterly unsubstantiated allegation? The textbook, The Elements of Journalism, suggests the following statements. The best way forward in case such as this, we believe, is transparency and humility. Track down the man who had made a statement and demand what evidence there was to substantiate or justify making this allegation public.
Even while CNN was under attack due to a lack of evidence, the Korean media was busy dictating CNN's article. According to the Reuters Institute Eastern News Report 2019, South Korea's domestic media credibility is 22%, and it was the lowest in the world. This led the Korean media to ignore the discipline of verification in their article, while copying foreign media to improve credibility. This exactly showed what Geneva overheard told: once a story is hatched, it's as if all the hard behavior is true. On the day of CNN's report, there was about 70 breaking news on the portal site Neighbor that urgently reported rumors of Kim Jong-un's health trouble. Critics have constantly pointed out that the local media gives excessive trust and authority to foreign media, so that verification efforts are relatively less tried. Ironically, articles in domestic media, which did not have a big impact at the time of domestic reports, were back reported on CNN's public confidence and caused confusion. Nowadays, technology has made the distribution of others' articles easier and more common. Furthermore, it turns facts into a seeming commodity of diminished value. The textbook says, "Do your own work." Originality is bookwork of better journalism, deeper understanding, and more accurate reporting. A journalist should have originality in his article and build trust by being honest with the citizen about what he knows and doesn't know.
As we said before, what is the reason why the infodemic is considered as a disease? This is because of the damage caused by fake news. Let's find out what are the social problems caused by the misinformation of Kim Jong-un's death. First, in terms of economy, the stock price fell 2.99% on the day, and the $1 exchange rate jumped 9.21 due to the assertion about Kim's death. On the morning of April 21, the Kospi fell 3% from the day before, and the Kosdaq index crashed 5.6% in 30 minutes. As the uncertainty about investment in the Korean financial market increases due to Korea's security anxiety caused by the fake news death of Kim Jong-un, foreign capital can be withdrawn. For example, when Kim Jong-un actually died, the Korean stock market fell 3% and took 3 days to recover it. Korea is a high trade-dependent country, so if foreign capital escapes, it could lead to an economic crisis. The fake news must not lead to these unnecessary damages. The Financial Times in the UK has pointed out that the rumors have raised foreign investors' anxiety about investing in large companies such as Samsung, LG, and Hyundai. It seems clear that Korea must not be misled by such fake news even to prevent an economic crisis and maintain the stock market safely. Second, since Korea is a divided nation, the anxiety of the North Korean system can lead to the anxiety of the South Korean system. Therefore, the government may have difficulty in managing the North-South Korea relations and improving efforts due to internal reactions or anxiety effects in North Korea. As the unconfirmed news is produced and spread indiscriminately, it has a negative impact on North-South Korea relations and the management of Korean Peninsula problems and raises anxiety in the lives of individual citizens. So what is the reason that articles written with unverified information can be a problem and they can spread far away? Nowadays, journalists are busy finding something to add to the existing news and interpretation rather than independently discover and verify new facts. Like the infodemic which was described before, as a reproduction of reports becomes more convenient, it increases the speed of spreading news, increasing the probability of misinformation being delivered. In this 24-hour news system, there is not enough time to verify wrong information. And furthermore, for financial profit, they tend to reproduce articles with provocative titles or only focus on big topics. However, verifying facts is a central function of journalism. Journalists must constantly examine the evidential base about statements or sources, because being honest with journalism is the implied covenant between the person who produces journalism and the public who consumes it. Engaged in journalism should be honest and open to audiences as possible as they can about what they know and don't. Not only should they be skeptical about what they see and hear from others, but even about their ability to know what it really means. Thus, producing speculative or inaccurate articles and reproducing articles by citing them as sources increases the possibility of misinformation being transmitted and do not even keep the central function of journalism, of verifying facts.
The media is not a filmmaker. Only a reporter and the press can decide whether or not to write a certain story as a news in their article. And the responsibility for that decision is only up to them. In other words, news organizations should take much greater responsibility for the truthfulness of the story rather than for quoting someone. Understanding the elements of journalism is essential for everyone. This means, in order to minimize the damage caused by misinformation, both journalists and readers must be aware of the responsibility of verification. So, readers must know and critically accept that they cannot trust the article 100%, and also the news organization must work hard to take responsibility for what they said. The combination of these two efforts will allow journalism to move on to a more advanced direction. Still, the discussion of what should be first is under uncertainty. So, this is the end of our presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it, and Q&A are coming up. Thank you.